Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, you glorious, magnificent bastards. I missed you. And I hope...
2 years of being a sub long before Wargaming introduces them. What a time to celebrate your comeback. Happy new life, Flambino.
Yeah, I hope you mother truckers missed me too. Is this shit working? Do I still remember how to do this? I haven't touched PC in 2 weeks, dudes. You have no idea how weird that feels for a dude that's pretty much spending 16 hours a day in front of a PC. You have no idea. However, before we get this thing on the way, I hope you did notice...
Flambas laser eyes hack initiated.
Yeah, I hope you did notice. We are in just chatting, okay? Today, I just couldn't wait any longer. You know, I'm bored beyond death. And I'm pretty much just walking around the apartment like a lunatic. And just pretty much focused on how, well, I won't say crap, but just how much, my eyes haven't healed yet because it's a really, like a month-long recovery process. It's already been 10, 11 days, and it's still gonna probably take that many, maybe even longer for it to fully heal. But I just can't not do anything anymore. And unfortunately, there's not many things that I actually can do. So I'll explain. But before we get into that, today there's like a 99.9% chance, almost 100, that we're not going to be playing anything, okay? Just going to give you that heads up.
Glad to see you back.
If you're here hoping to watch some plays, I'm afraid you're going to have to look for another stream, because I, for the love of me, cannot stare at a screen longer than a few seconds at a time. My eyes just get like watery. It's like somebody's pouring a shampoo, and that's a no-go yet. You have no idea how bad I want a game, how bad I want to stream, how bad I want to go back to work, how bad I want to do some stuff, but can't. I just wake up and it's this sensation that follows you pretty much throughout the entire day. I do gotta say though, coming back here, oh man, felt kind of good. So, the way this is gonna work, considering I can't really focus on the screen much, so I couldn't really play with settings or browse or Google or find stuff. We're just gonna have Tarkov music in the background. They have like 6-7 songs soundtrack in the menu, which are to my liking. So we're just gonna let that go.
17 month with a great entertainer, lovely moderators, and a special community.
Thanks, dude. And I'm just gonna switch to like face only scene where I guess it's better for you to stare at me than nothing, right? And I'll be walking around my room, all right? The placement of the camera is a little bit different. I'll probably be moving it as like based on where I'm going and how I'm moving. What the hell's going on at the moment? Hype train. Well, I'll be staring at my phone for chat, because that's about as big of a screen as my eyes can handle for longer than a few seconds. So even though I have you guys on screen, I can't really exactly look at you, I'm afraid. So, yeah, I'm wearing shades, which is really fucking bizarre and weird. I think I wore shades twice in my life. First time, my first shades that I ever bought didn't even last 24 hours. I broke them. I sat on them. And the second ones lasted about a week. And then I decided, you know what? Never really wanted shades to begin with. Screw that. I'll just wear caps. So wearing shades now feels a bit weird, especially indoors. But yeah, let's see. Let's see how we are. Hello! Okay, so if I'm just walking around the room like a lunatic, like this, okay? I'm kind of in the focus. If I sit down...
My life has been so nice and quiet over the last few weeks. There goes that peace and quiet, mother trucker.
There goes the peace and quiet. What you're seeing in the background are the boxes of the monitors that you guys are on at the moment. That's a piece of my room. I mean, I could show you the rest of the room, but I haven't really done much with the place. I've just pretty much been working here, and Mrs. Citadel has been storing things. Danger zone. Oh, these, by the way, do you know who sent me these? I'll give you one guess. One guess. Guess who got me these bad boys? Tom Cruise. You'll never guess, mother truckers. Wargaming. Yeah, there you go.
He there, boss man. How's the eyes doing? THNX for 29 special months.
Wargaming got me these. As part of thank you gift ish thingy. I don't know how to even describe it. When myself and a bunch of other community contributors were doing stuff for Wargaming that included World of Warplanes. They decided to send us like a package, a bunch of stuff as a thank you, and amongst those things were these.
Yo, hope you're doing all right.
Ray-Ban
Wish you a
original
speedy recovery.
Aviators, I believe you called them, and not bad. I kept them ever since. I think I used them like 2 or 3 times. The problem is when I would use them before, I couldn't see anything. You know, the sun isn't obstructing you, but you can't see crap. So, is that actually a thing? No. No, it's dead. But, you know, I think around about the time that they were launching 2.0, they kind of sent us this. It was some American... Can I do this and you can still see me? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was some US drinks, sweet drinks. But by the
Sage Advise 2112 cheered. X525. Good to see you again and that you are doing well, brother.
Hey.
Miss your company via stream during my mornings while working.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm
happy to see you back in sort of action and feeling good.
I'm not exactly going to be able to read all of these, dudes. I apologize in advance. I'm going to have to turn my brightness up a little bit. Hold on. Okay. So, this is pretty much you guys, right? This is chat. So...
Missed your stream a lot. Hope everything is fine, flambaHug.
Fine? I mean, more or less, I guess. It's just, I still can't use my eyes properly. You got no idea how weird this feels. Let me explain.
Only the cool kids wear shades indoors. Thanks for 13 months, my dude.
No, I would say only fakers do that. Or if you really, really need it. Imagine if you had a rifle, right? Imagine if you have a really, really cool, awesome rifle. And you buy this brand new, awesome, super duper cool and useful scope. Like, really awesome scope. But you can't look through it. You know, you can't see through it. Like, the scope will show you the distance and stuff, and it's like, it's awesome, and it does its purpose, but you can't look through it because you're crying all the time, right? That's how I feel at the moment. My vision is pretty good, actually. No, it wasn't Lasik. I'll get into the whole laser surgery. Is my phone... Aha. Okay, it is. It's just that the stream is kind of buffering. So, like when I need to actually, like when I'm using my eyes and I'm really trying to see, I see a lot better now without glasses, of course, than I did before with glasses.
Hello Flambas, glad to see you. You must feel like Keith Richards when he goes on stage. He is always happy to be there, happy to be able to stand and happy to see anybody.
I am happy at the moment, dude. I was thinking about this pretty much the entire time, but for the past couple of days since I've returned home, I was just like, all right, let's go, boys. And then I got in front of the monitors. I turned on my PC. These three bad boys lit up, and I was like, oh God. That's pretty much how that felt.
Great to see you back.
So I was like, oh hell no, dude. 10 days for this? God damn it. And yeah, yesterday I haven't even touched my PC. It was probably the first time ever that I spent the entire day home and never even touched my PC. I just walked around it like a dog around a dead master or something. I was just walking around it, looking at all the shit, and I was like, oh, but why? I want to. But
I heard PKI was a bit rougher than Lasik. Glad to see here you suffer, mother trucker.
I will explain to you. This is something that I'm actually looking forward to today. It's probably the only thing that I have planned for today, is explaining to you in as big of a detail as I can how the surgery goes. Now, some of you might not be excited about listening.
10 is the number of times I've been thinking about unsubscribe.
Okay. A bunch of you might not actually be excited to hear exactly in great detail how the surgery looks like. But I'll approach it from my own experience. And 2.5 years ago, I decided that I want to try, right? And I talked to a lot of people. Nobody, regardless if they had the surgery or not, nobody could actually explain to me in great detail the way that I will explain now how the surgery looks like. So if you were ever interested in knowing exactly how this shit looks like, what is it that you're gonna have to go through, stick around, and I'll do my best. I do have to warn you about a couple of things at the moment, right? I'm mostly looking down, which is why the cam is there and not forward. Because if I'm looking forward, my eyes get watery. If I sit, my eyes get watery. So I'll most of the time just be standing. My feet do not appreciate this, but you know, my eyes do. Probably be walking around the room, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me. If you can't, then I don't know. Talk to me. I'll carry the phone as much as I can, and my nose is gonna constantly be like this because my watery eyes, right? You know, when you cry, you suddenly have to blow your nose. So sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
So Flambas yada yada yada. Tell us what we really wanna know. Did you go for static or dynamic crosshair?
Static, of course. Never go dynamic. Okay, so let me at least bring this here. My trusted chair that guarded my PC for the past 2 weeks. All right, so I was actually really looking forward to this. I was really excited about this, and I still am, because this is like one thing that I know I can talk to you guys about.
Yo, glad to see you again.
And I bet my ass a bunch of you are gonna want to know, because a lot of people approached me with I've heard some good stuff, I've heard some bad stuff, been there, done that. Couldn't muster up balls to do it. I want to do it. Tell me how it was. So, yeah, I'm actually excited
flambaHug.
to tell you the story. All of you guys who are supporting the stream, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are awesome. All of you who subbed and stay subbed and all that stuff throughout the past 10-ish days, I very much appreciate it. I was in a eye laser surgery. I now have to wear glasses like Cyclops all the time because if I remove them, I will melt my Asus monitors and I will cut my desk in half. I will go full demon. So from now on, I'll probably be just wearing these. I'm
nice to see you
Homelander
again.
now.
Hope you will get better soon.
Yeah, so about between 2 and 3 years ago, I decided that, I'm gonna finally try to see if I'm eligible to get the eye laser surgery, because it was really kind of getting to a point where, I don't know, every 6 months to a year, my vision would
So
deteriorate
will
a
CVs
little
now
bit.
get lasers?
It would deteriorate a little bit. By the way, thank you so much for all the subs, but I cannot really read your names and stuff. You know who you are, thank you so much, but I'm trying not to stare at the screen too much. I'm pretty much looking at the table right now, the microphone. If I really need
Good
to take a look
afternoon.
at something, good afternoon to you too, good sir. I don't know. Maybe my mods can raise me if I miss something super duper important. I mean, not that your subs are not important, okay? It's just, you know what I mean. So, yeah, I as a kid, I always had like a really good vision, like long range vision. I could really see really good. But ever since I was a kid, I was really a gamer. And I guess spending so much time in front of the screen, whether it was Nintendo, PlayStation, or computer, it takes a toll on you. And whether you want it or not, you always kind of get really close in front of the screen. And I'm sure you can relate, but when nothing hurts, nothing is in pain, you don't give a shit about stuff, about precautions and crap. But you start paying the bills 10, 15 years later for not giving a crap as a kid, right? So, my vision eventually started going bad, and considering I never wore sunglasses, I always wore caps. I really had a hard time accepting the fact that I will have to wear glasses, and not only you're gonna look more dorky and not cool, it's like it's a sensation that I probably am not gonna be able to get used to it, or at least that's what I've been telling myself. Sometime in university, I don't know which year was it, third, fourth, I don't know. The professor from philosophy, more
Good to see you
specifically,
back. Hope your eyes are doing better.
well, I feel improvement every 2 days. Let's put it that way. Every 2 days. It used to be every day. Now it kind of slowed down a little bit. But yeah, appreciate it. So, a professor from philosophy, to be more specific, logic, asked me to read something of the board. And I wasn't wearing glasses for vision back then. And it was a relatively small classroom. I was sitting somewhere in the middle. But the distance between me and the board was probably 5 meters. And when I would squint, when you're like, you really focus, I could barely see what was written on the board. And I strained my eyes really hard. I had to read the whole paragraph. I was squinting and crying, literally. But at no point, he saw that I was struggling like big time, but at no point did he told me to stop. Or did he told me like, ask me if this is a problem for me or anything like that. He just didn't, like, I don't know, did he give a shit or not? But he never addressed me to stop or anything. He just let me continue until I was done. Took me a little while. I barely managed to finish reading. My forehead was on fire. My eyes were, I was crying river of tears. And at that moment, I decided, yeah, I guess I gotta get glasses, right? It's kind of funny how something like that could be the thing that pushes you over. But at that point, I decided I'm kind of tired of squinting all the time, if that's the word you use when you really strain your eyes. When I would walk down the street, I would have to squint at people. You look ridiculous, right? And people want to say something to you. You have no idea who's talking to you. It's really annoying. You can't really see, you can't read. Sure, you get used to the fact that everything is blurry. It's one of the things that I thought was going to be the hardest thing to get used to when your vision goes bad, but it's not. It's actually not. Human body can pretty much adapt to just about anything, and so can your eyes. Adapting to the fact that everything is blurry further away than 4 or 5 meters and you can't recognize people's faces and stuff, you just stop trying. You can still see, you can still walk. You're not gonna get hit by a car, you're gonna see a traffic light that it's red or green. It's just everything is blurry, almost as if you're looking, as if you have your eyes open in the sea or water. Depending on how bad your vision is. And you kind of get used to it, right? Then I decided to get the glasses, and I don't know how long ago that was. I was still at university, I know that much. I got the glasses, I put the glasses on, and my world changed. I was like, holy shit. Oh my god. Wow. Is this actually happening? Dude, I can see that building and that person. It's like nothing was blurry anymore. I could actually see again. Imagine if you spent a couple of years under the water with no mask on, right? You were just using your eyes to see. And then somebody finally gave you the mask or told you, all right, surface now. That's how that felt. It was awesome. If you're one of those guys that's just resisting to wear,
This is bullshit.
I have no idea what's going on right now. Shit, I need to turn on the.
I did not. I absolutely did
I know
not.
this is a dono, I
Hey,
think.
Chad.
Like 20 something ish. 50. Charlie. Oh, come on, don't make me read all that. Text to speech, mother trucker. Oh, man. Oh, I'm gonna start crying because of you, Charlie. All jokes aside, I'm so happy to see you again and that you're still standing up. I hope your recovery will be over soon. Okay, give me a couple of second break. Jesus. Yeah, this is how I am entire day. Don't think this is anything unusual because I'm actually staring at the screen. Maybe a little bit, but this is actually how every day. Just take it easy and don't you worry, I'll be here forever. Ah, that's so kind of you, Charlie. Appreciate it. You guys don't have anything on screen, do you? Do you have notifications when somebody subscribes, donates, or anything like that, chat? Can you actually see that? No? Son of a bitch. Let me see if I can do that real quick for you. Nope. Wrong one. Oh, I can feel the water in my eyes already. Yikes. Oof. It's like onion. Imagine every time you try to focus on something on the screen, it's like somebody put an onion in front of your eyes. It takes like 3 seconds and your eyes start getting watery. What is it? Is it this? What the fuck just happened? Well, I guess somebody has to follow or something to see if it works. If that was the right one. I honestly don't know. But you tell me if it works when you use it. Right, so... Oh no, shit, that's probably not going to be the one. Hold on. I think that's the wrong one. Should be named... Oh, fuck this. I have a couple of different things that need to, or needed to pop up at certain points, so... Should be called Streamlabs, yeah, here we go. This one can go. Alright, now it should work. Oh, Jesus. Oh, give me a second. See, this is gonna be the problem. This would be the problem with gaming if I actually tried a game. Focusing on anything on the screen, on details, instantly water eyes, or watery eyes. Okay, so here we go. Wait, somebody followed, but nothing showed up on screen. What? Why did nothing show up on screen? Nothing showed up on screen, right? Oh, you refollowed. Oh, I don't know if that works. I don't know if that actually works. If you like follow, unfollow, follow, unfollow. I don't think Streamlabs catches that because you could spam. But thank you for trying. Right, so back to the story. Where was I? Yeah, so I got glasses and I could see. So my advice to people who like you can't actually see, at least on long distance like me. Dude, just go get your eyes checked. It's a relatively, like, it's a 10-minute process. It doesn't hurt or anything like that. You're just gonna be staring at some shit and get glasses. Just do it and then decide. I mean, you don't have to get like really expensive ones, because the lenses are not the things that are expensive. It's the frame that's really expensive. So you could just buy some really shitty basic frame and then put it on and see how you see, and then decide, oh shit, wow, this is I could get used to this. Or you know what, nah, it's not that big of a deal, I can manage without it. Yeah, it's gonna kind of change the way you look, but I think it's extremely helpful. Anyway, fast forward, I changed a couple of different sets of glasses, and my vision was still kind of deteriorating. I thought it was actually a lot worse than it was. That was one of the shocks that I found out at the eye laser surgery appointment. I thought my vision was worse than 4. It turned out it was 2.6 on one of the eyes. Somehow I managed to misremember, I don't even know how to otherwise put this, that instead of like 2.5, I thought it was like 3.5. I don't know how. And then because last time I checked my eyes, because I thought it was 3.5 and now it was worse, I thought it was, you know, basically 4. But it was 2.2. Last time I checked them, and it went to 2.6. So 0.4 worse than it was. Which isn't the end of the world, but honestly, with 2.5 in the minus, you can't see shit. Like, you really, like, a person that's standing in front of you, you can see it clearly. Other stuff you can't really see. Everything is gonna be blurry. So yeah, we decided a few years ago we're gonna go to eye laser surgery appointment and have our eyes checked, and then the guy told me, you have too high eye pressure. I didn't even fucking know that was a thing. And your... What do you call the thing that the laser does the thingy on? Huh? Cornea? Is that it? Is it cornea? That was apparently too thin. So, and the guy told me no. So at first I thought, okay, but so is it close? Is it really that bad that you just no? And I'm gonna. And he was like, no, sorry, we're not gonna do this regardless of what you say. Just get eye lenses or glasses. And I was a little bit devastated because I always thought, you know, I can push my eyes no matter how far I want, and at some point I'm just gonna get the eye laser surgery, and that's gonna undo everything, and I'm gonna continue from there on. And then telling me that I'm not eligible to get eye laser surgery was a shock. I mean, dude, I was 29, 30. I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna wear glasses for another, I don't know, 50, 60 years? That's insane. I was never ready for that. I never signed any papers for that. So, we decided, Mrs. Citadel had a friend that had a similar thing happen to her. And she arrived at Zagreb, which is the capital of Croatia, and they told her on whatever place she was before that it's a no. So she wanted a second opinion. She went there and they told her, yeah, we can do it. And they did, and she was fine. She had different issues than me, but so I was like, I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes too high, honestly, because I'm just gonna get devastated again. You know, I'm just gonna get depressed. But sure, whatever. Fuck it. Let's do this and let's close this chapter once and for all. So we went, both me and Mrs. with two different sets of eyes and two different sets of issues, and the doctor calls us in after the appointment, and he's like, "You're both eligible for the eye laser surgery." I was like, "What the fuck, dude? I just came from an appointment and they told me no, senor, no." I was like, you didn't tell me you're kind of on the ledge, right? It might be a bit risky or anything. You just told me straight up, yeah, we'll do it. Why? What's different here from there? And one of the guesses is that the technology that these guys have was actually more advanced than from the city where I came from. And the guy did tell me, yes, your cornea is thinner than normal, but we can still do it. We have spare to work with. It's not enough, it's not thin enough to tell you no. And, you know, we do this all day, every day. If we were taking chances and fucking people's eyes up, we wouldn't be in business anymore. So you're safe. So I was like, I mean, that's great news. But now I wasn't sure, because these are private companies, right? I wasn't sure if they're just doing this for money and they're gonna put your eyes on the line. I mean, it's eyes. You don't fuck around with eyes. That's not the same as, oh, you might lose your finger. Well, I mean, I don't want to lose my goddamn finger, but, you know, I got 9 to go. Even if you lose one of them, unless it's a really important one, you're still gonna be operational for the most part. These are eyes, goddammit. You ruined those. Sayonara. So, I needed some time to think. And the dude told me, we can do the surgery. I think this was Tuesday. I'm not actually sure. And they told us, like, we can schedule you for Thursday. if you want. I was like, whoa, I did not expect to get an appointment, like, literally immediately. I thought, you know, I'm gonna, in a couple of months. So we had a decision to make. It was like, do we do it or not? And I actually wanted to do it. But considering we had a cat at a time, which was still very young and small and needy, and Mrs. Citadel was all panicky about it, we decided we're gonna go back, and then at some point we're gonna come back to Zagreb with the cats and everything and take our time. Apparently, they gave me 2 options, from which I actually forgot about one of them until the guy showed me 2 weeks ago, and he was like, no, we gave you the same options back then as we're giving you now. They gave me the choice between PRK, I think it's PRK, yeah, and Lasik. Both of those procedures are eye laser surgeries, right? It's just that the methods that do your eyes, the way that they approach your eyes and the whole thing are completely different. And therefore the recovery and the sensation and the feeling and the time duration is completely different. One, the PRK, is a long recovery, and I will explain to you why. And Lasik is, they tell you pretty much 24 hours later you can drive a car, right?
Looking good, flambaS. With those sunglasses, I'm half expecting you to lead us to the danger zone.
Oh man, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Soon, dude, very soon. So yeah, one has like a month-long recovery, and one has about a day-long recovery. At least that's what you're gonna feel. So for me that has a thinner cornea, it's actually safer to go for the PRK one and not for Lasik, even though Lasik is the latest, right? Design that the medicine can afford you. But because I have a thinner cornea and the way that those procedures work, which I will explain, like it was recommended PRK, but if I want Lasik, I can have Lasik no problem as well. So I thought I told the guy that I want Lasik, but then eventually we gave up because of the cat and all that stuff. So fast forward 2 years, we come to about a few weeks ago when finally, I decided, all right, let's go. I was actually done with the King of the Sea and a whole bunch of other chapters in World of Warships. Nothing major was on the horizon. God damn, was I wrong?
You motherfuckers! Listen here! Eat your vegetables!
I agree, flambaS. You don't fuck around with ice. If you do, check so your partner doesn't get frostbites.
Oh. True. So I was like, all right, let's do this. I'm done with pretty much most of the things that I needed to do, and nothing major is on the horizon for a little while. And the summer is here. I would love to get my eyes fixed now, before the summer even starts, even though it technically already started, and recover, because one of the problems that I have during the summer, even though I love sun, is if I go outside, the first thing that's gonna happen is I'm gonna be like, and my forehead is all gonna get like wrinkled up, and if you do that for long enough, your head starts hurting, right? And those were pretty much the side effects of me being exposed to sun and brightness for too long. I would just get a headache. So, and a cap can help you that the sun isn't hitting you in the eyes, but it can't exactly help you decrease the brightness, right? So I was like, all right, if we do this at the beginning of the summer and I recover, I'm going to be able to now no longer wear the glasses for vision. I'm going to be able to wear sunglasses. Fuck yeah. So there goes the headaches. Plus, I'll be able to, see without the glasses. So, all right, we call in for checkup and they tell us, okay, you can have a checkup on Wednesday. Let me take a quick look. What would that be? Wednesday. Hold on. 16th, right? Yeah. Wednesday, 16th of June. And if everything is okay and we give you green light, you can have an eye laser surgery on 17th, on Thursday, day afterwards. I was like, oh wow, that sounds amazing. So Tuesday's my day off. Monday I finish the stream, pack my shit, use Tuesday to get to Zagreb, take some rest, maybe meet with some people. In the morning, get up, get my eyes checked. If everything is okay, awesome. Thursday, get up, go to the surgery, and be done with that crap. Survive the rest of the day. Hit the bed at some point, I don't know, probably multiple times. Wake up on Friday, probably still a little bit, survive the day, and by Saturday, I should be like new. So, that was the plan. So we went there, we had our eyes checked, and the doc told me, all right, I offer you Prk and Lasik. But my suggestion to you, my recommendation, if it was me, I would take Prk. And that kind of fucked my plans up straight from the start. So I'm like, why? Because your cornea is thinner, as you already know. And no matter how precise and how accurate these laser surgeries that we do are, and both of them are laser surgeries, no matter how accurate and like in mini nano micro thingies we do, there's always a small risk, right? And with Lasik, it needs to take more of the material in order for the laser to do the thingy than we will have to do with Prk. So if it was me and my eyes, like, you can do Lasik if you want, but if you do Lasik this time, if at any point in the future we or you, whatever, for whatever reason you decide you're gonna do another laser surgery, it's gonna be Prk. Lasik is gonna be out of the question. Like, think of it as a car. That's what he told me. Think of it as a car that has to walk in through the alley. And if you're a really good driver, you can use your car and squeeze it that you have like 2 centimeters on each side and never scratch a car, right? But it would be better if you had like 10 centimeters on each side when you drive that car, right? So yes, Lasik is doable, but Prk would be my recommendation. And I was like, shit, surgery is tomorrow. I have to make a decision now. So I asked him, okay, can I think about this? And like, by when do I need to give you the final answer? And he told me, you could literally show up on the surgery and tell me that. It's like picking a soda out of, out of a vending machine. I was like, okay, cool. But because of the payments and all that stuff, I basically had to do it that day. So now we come to the most important part. And I asked him, all right, can you tell me what's the difference in the procedure? I would like to know as many details as I can on how do both of those eye laser surgery procedures actually look like, and what's the benefit of each of them, and what are the downsides of each of them. So now we're getting into details. If you're a little bit touchy and you're like, oh god, I don't want those pictures in front of my head, I'm not going to show you anything, I'm just going to describe to you, then this might be your time to pick your ass and leave. Right? You've been warned. I'm going to go in a lot greater detail as I explain to you the surgery from my point of view. But what he said was basically the major difference between Prk and Lasik is on Prk we have this thing called peeling, and on Lasik it's like a hatch, popping a hatch. So if you have your eye, what peeling does is they basically, let me describe it this way. If you take a look at someone else's eye from the side, from the profile, or a cat, you can see that there's like this translucent, transparent piece, right? Well, with PRK, they basically need to scrape that thing off so they could reach the cornea, and then the laser does his thing, right? And when they're done, they put protective lenses, and your eye needs to heal via natural process. That thing that they scrape off, it grows back. It's like fingernails. It will grow back, but it won't grow back overnight, right? It needs some time. That's the problem of PRK, the one that I had. It can take up to a month for your vision to completely stabilize and be okay, and for that thing to grow back and that everything feels correct, that you don't have any issues. With Lasik, which is what most people do, it's actually it sounds a lot nastier. You have two lasers that work, which is why Lasik is actually more expensive, not better per se. Just because there's a bigger price on it doesn't make it better. It's because they have to use two sets of lasers for your eyes that it's more expensive. One of the lasers cuts your eye from the side, and then that translucent part that they peel off on the PRK, they pop it open like a hatch, and they have access to your cornea immediately. And then the second laser, the same one that does the PRK thingy, then he does his thing on the cornea to get rid of your bad vision, per se. And then when they're done, what they do is they just put the hatch back. So there's no real... They didn't exactly remove any of that. We call it here epitel. I think it's very similar in English. So that epitel, it doesn't get removed from your eye. They just pop it open, do their thing, and pop it back like a hatch on a tank. So your eye does not feel like it needs to heal. It does. It still has to heal, and you still have to be careful. But you haven't really basically lost anything. And in 24 hours, you're going to feel almost like new, and you're going to be able to do whatever you want to do with your eyes. Now, the PRK, as I've described, actually physically removes epitel, part of your eye, that grows back, and it needs time. Now I'm going to get into details on how that looks from your perspective, which I wish... I mean, it wouldn't make any difference, but honestly, when I wanted to know about eye laser surgery, I wanted to know what I'm about to say. I wish I had somebody that would tell me exactly how the surgery looks like. Because I heard so much bullshit, it's insane. Oh, you can't see, oh, everything is black, or everything is white. You're gonna fall asleep. I'm like, so I talked to the doc. He laughed. He explained everything, and then you actually have to go through the whole thing. So I'm gonna explain to you now how the PRK actually feels and looks like from start to finish. Like exactly. If you want to go have an eye laser surgery, PRK is probably the safest but longest recovery that you can have. And it's, as far as I know, state-of-the-art, top-notch medicine for eye surgery, right? So here we go. They gave me some crap for my shoes and for my head. Don't really know why, but whatever. And then they gave me some cardboard squares that I put on my ears. No clue what that's for. I don't know. Still, right now, I have no idea. And then you lie down on this chair that, let's just for the sake of the argument say it looks like a dentist chair, even though it doesn't. It's a bit different, and it has a dent in the background where your head is gonna kind of fall in. But you pretty much lie down horizontally, and then there's the doc, and there's, I don't know, is she a nurse or another doctor, whatever. And let's just, for the sake of the argument, for the sake of the story, call her nurse. Applies eye drops, right? I think I got about between 4 and 6 eye drops in both of my eyes. At some point she missed, so I told her that one of the eyes, I don't think it got in, so she was like, oh, no problem, we'll just do it twice again. So they give you like a bunch of eye drops, and then they put some sort of cardboard or something again over your left eye. If you're doing both eyes, they just cover that eye completely, and they put this sort of a peninsula looking thing. It's like round, and it's connected to the rest or whatever. That's the actual laser.
Welcome back, hope you are absolutely fantastical.
I'm not absolutely fantastical, but I'm doing okay, and I'm pretty happy to be here amongst you guys. So that thing that they actually put on top of you, that's the actual laser. You just don't know it at the time. And contrary to popular belief, laser isn't doing anything to your eye for most of the surgery. The amount of time that laser actually spends time correcting your cornea is between 20 to 40 seconds. So you can immediately ditch all the theories that you heard that, I don't know, it's a super bright light that like you're going to heaven that's going to be cooking your eye or doing whatever for like half an hour or whatever. That's not true. So they put that there, and you can see this small orange,
Hi, how's
red,
your sight?
better, much better. This orange red looking dot that's blinking in the middle, right? And the doctor tells you, you see that light that's blinking? You're like, yeah. All you have to do for the entire duration of this surgery, no matter what we do, no matter which stage of the surgery we're in, you have to look at that blinking thing, right? That's your only job. Keep your eyes open and look at that thing. And don't worry about keeping your eyes open. We're gonna help you with that. But when it comes to looking, you have to, my eyes are getting watery right now just thinking about it. You have to look at that thing, right? So you're like, okay, no problem. I mean, my left eye was covered, but it was like, you know, there was distance between me and whatever was covering my eye. So you can open the eye, no problem. It's just you won't be able to see further than whatever that is. So they will even tell you, if it's easier for you, keep both of your eyes open. And just focus on the light. So Now they're focused on your red eye, your right eye. There's more drops, and at some point, I don't know what they actually use. Is it a bottle? Is it like whatever? But they basically use cold water. Now, this is the first part that actually feels very odd and uncomfortable. Your eye is open, and they put something that I would describe, I don't know, maybe like a pyramid-looking thingy. They put it in your eye. Like I said, like you already got yourself anesthetic, so you're not gonna feel any pain, but you will feel, you know, a bit of burn or uncomfortableness. So they put this thing in your eye. It doesn't take, it takes them maybe a few seconds, if. So it doesn't last very long. And they put that thing, that's basically to keep your eye from closing, right? That's what they told you, we're gonna help you with keeping your eyes open.
How's your dead eye skill now?
The biggest issue with this thing that goes into your eye is implanting it and removing it. That's when you actually feel the highest level of uncomfiness, okay? While it's in there, if you don't try to look around, at some point you're gonna forget that it's even there. What that helps is that you don't close your eyes, so the doc can actually continue to work, and it kind of helps you keep your eye focus forward. Because if you try to, by reflex, you try to move your eye, you know, turn it to the left, right, up, down, whatever, you're gonna feel uncomfy because that thing is basically in your eye. So very quickly you're gonna realize, okay, if I don't want to make this even more uncomfy than it should, for whatever the possible reason you could have to want to do that, I'm just gonna keep looking at the light. So now you try to focus even harder to look nowhere else but the light, because unlike before, now it's actually gonna be a little bit uncomfy if you try. But it's not the end of the world. Then comes the second little bit weird and uncomfy part of the surgery, where they put something really cold in your eye. Now, I can only guess that it's water. I mean, it is water, but I can only guess it's a bottle, and it's like a spray. Very narrow looking spray. And they basically clean your eye. I remember looking at a clip on YouTube long time ago. There was this, I think, US Marine that got hit. I don't know, was it gas, shrapnel, or something? There was something a little bit wrong with his eyes. And he was lying on a table with his head tilted all the way back. And nurse was kind of, you know, holding him, and they were pouring water directly into his eyes that were forced open. And I remember the dude saying, "Fuck, this feels like I'm drowning without being in the water." And I remember that when they were doing this, it doesn't feel like that, but it feels awkward. It doesn't feel pleasant. You're like, what do I do? Right? Because something is pouring in your eyes, and by reflex you wanna get out of that. You wanna move, but then your brain kicks in and you're like, stand still and focus on not moving your eyes much, and focus on just looking at the red dot. It's gonna be over soon. So that's like number 2 part that's relatively uncomfy, unless you want to include eye drops in your eye being uncomfy, but sure, I wouldn't really count that in. And then comes the part of the actual contact with your eye, of the actual peeling, the actual surgery, which isn't comfortable, but I can't really remember 100%, but I can't remember, I don't think you actually feel it, which is really bizarre. It's really weird. Like, you can see everything. It's just blurry, right? Because you have a bunch of eye drops and water and gel and whatever the fuck they use. Doc basically takes what I like to call the world's smallest golf club. Alright? You know how the golf clubs look like? Yeah, well, he takes something that's like this big in his two fingers, and he starts doing this on top of your eye. For me, it was my right eye. So he just starts doing this. Now, the weird thing about this experience is, in the same time, it's way too close to you because he's actually touching your eye. You can't feel any pain throughout the entire surgery because anesthetic and stuff. So it's kind of way too close, but in the same time, you feel like he's touching something that might not actually be part of you. It's almost as if you would put a mask and then somebody would start doing shit on top of your mask, and like you would be panicky. You'd be like, but that wouldn't be you, right? And the longer the surgery lasts on your eye, the more you get that feeling that whatever the fuck he's doing doesn't actually feel like he's doing it to you. Suddenly, it feels like you're looking from the inside, and your eye is what they're doing, but this is not where you begin. You begin somewhere deeper in your skull. It's a weird feeling to explain. So he starts doing that, and then there's more drops. There's more cold water, because now the shit that he's peeling off, they need to remove. So he does that for, I honestly can't tell you how long. I don't know. It takes him a little bit of time to do that. Like, the entire surgery doesn't last very long, I'll tell you that immediately. So throughout pretty much the entire procedure, you're gonna be getting eye drops and occasionally that cold water, and he's gonna be peeling that crap off. And when he's done, I can't remember, does he apply any sort of gel or anything like that? But at some point he tells you, okay, hold on. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like, he just tells you, all right, now I'm gonna need you to focus on that laser, as if you weren't focused already. This is where the laser surgery part actually comes in. Now that they've removed the epithelium from your eye, and the laser has a direct touch, impact, whatever, with the cornea, now the laser will actually start doing its thing. Contrary to popular belief, you don't actually see the laser. You will see something, which I'll explain in a second. But I already talked to Doc about this, and I told him, okay, here's my question to you, Doc. I know that you guys done this a billion times, but what are the safety precautions that the laser doesn't do damage to me? Because even though, your brain knows this is you and you don't want to fuck anything up, reflexes, twitches, whatever, people can react and harm themselves even though they don't want to do it. He's like, yeah, of course. Laser stops working in an instant if you're not looking at it. Like, laser knows that he's looking at your eye and he's gonna be doing his thing until the moment that your eye twitches or does anything. Like, laser won't hurt you anywhere else. And it automatically stops working. I was like, okay. So, okay. All right. So now we come back to the laser part. And basically, what the laser starts doing is, I would describe it as it basically starts burning your eye, but you never feel the burn. You know the sound that the mosquitoes do during summer when they get in touch with those light bulbs that are designed to basically draw them, and then when they touch it, they just go, they just pop, they explode. Now imagine that sound probably sped up by 100 times. It's like it's that kind of a sound that you hear on your from the laser, and at first nothing is different. It's slowly starting to pick up the pace. You don't see anything different, and then you start noticing that on your eye there's like a dot, and that dot is starting to spread a little bit. It's not, I don't know what I call it really. It's not a problem to look at, let's put it that way. Yes, it can be a little bit bright, it can be a bit this, it can be a bit of that. But then, after a few seconds, 5-6 seconds of that laser thingy, it starts feeling like somebody is putting a black circle cap on your eye. And it's slowly spreading until you can almost not see, because it covers your entire eye. Even though it doesn't exactly cover your entire eye, you're still going to be able to see light coming in from like really far edges of your eye. And then the laser stops. And then after a few seconds, your vision kind of comes back to normal. The laser's done. It really doesn't last long. And then they start doing again the drops. I don't know, did they do the water immediately? Here comes some gel. And it feels like if you've ever been in a car while the car is getting washed, it feels like somebody's doing this on your windscreen, right? Your windshield. And it's like they're applying the gel. Suddenly you feel like your eye is a huge fucking surface and not something super small when you see all the motions and shit. But you can see pretty much everything is just super blurry. And then they kind of, I think, do the thing and then wash it and then do it a couple of times.
Now you have the laser eyes fitted. Where do you put the batteries? Please tell me you don't have to shove them in your Kappa container.
Kappa container, that's a good one. It's a good one. Well, I don't know. Maybe some people would like there. Who knows? So...
Hello Maverick, oh wait, wrong TV channel.
Goose and Maverick. Yeah, hold on. Give me a sec. My nose is getting... nosy. Okay, so after they're done with that, they apply, I think they do it a couple of times, they apply some sort of gels and waters and drops and whatever, and then at some point you see that a doc approached with some sort of a stick that has something that's like triangle shaped, and you're not really sure what the hell is supposed to be up with that. Is it a gauze, bandage, whatever, you can't really see. And my guess is it's the protective lens. And they use that to actually put the lens in, and then they do probably a little bit more of whatever, water, eye drops and all that crap. And then they start removing the thing that's keeping your eye open. That's another part, again, just like at the beginning, that's a little bit uncomfortable. But you can't wait for that shit to come off. And as soon as it comes off, your eye just closes. You're like, oh, fucking finally. But then it hits you. You're just halfway there. Now, everything you just experienced on your right eye, you have to experience on your left eye. And I can tell you one thing, this surgery really doesn't last too long. It's kind of hard to tell, but I would say half an hour, give or take 10 minutes. It's really not easy to determine exactly how much, but it's not a super long procedure, especially considering they did both of my eyes. It's the recovery that's annoying. Even though the surgery is just filled with uncomfortable moments. And trust me, the laser part is actually the least problematic part. The cold water, the peeling, the implant and removal of the thingy that keeps your eye open, those are the uncomfortable parts. The laser doing its thing, there's nothing uncomfortable about it. You're just a little bit worried. And yeah, then they pretty much remove the thing from the left eye, put it on the right so you can't now see with the right eye. And then the doc told me, like, are we gonna open the eye? Because now that your right eye is completely shut and your left eye spent most of the time actually being shut because it worked easier for me to just have one closed and just stare with the other one instead of keeping them both. I was like, oh yeah. Just open your eye, and then he puts the thingy inside again, uncomfy, with a bunch of drops and shit. And then the whole procedure, exactly the same, in literally every step of the way, happens on your left eye. There was just one difference, which was a funny situation that happened while they were doing the procedure over my left eye. You know how I told you that in certain parts of the surgery they do that cold water? Somewhere, I would say a third of the way, closing to a half of the way done with my left eye, doctor asks me, are you okay? Are you in pain? And I was like, no, it's just, because he literally just did the cold water thingy after he asked me that. And I was like, no, it's just cold. And he was like, oh, it's cold. And I was a little bit weirded out by the fact that he was weirded out that he just said that, repeated that it's cold. He knows it's cold. He told me it's cold before he applied it. Because they pretty much put you up to speed what they're about to do to you so you don't panic. And I was a bit weirded out that he was weirded out that I responded that it was cold. So he says something to the nurse. I didn't register what he said. I was just too focused on keeping my eyes forward. And then the nurse arrived with a blanket and covered me entirely with a blanket. I never wanted to laugh harder than in that moment. But the problem is, you don't want to laugh, you don't want to talk, you don't want to do anything. Every motion that you do, every single motion that you do, you feel because of that shit that's in your eye. So you want to stay as calm and as motionless as you possibly can to make it more comfortable for yourself. So when I realized that the nurse was putting a blanket over me, I was like, I literally responded. I was like, dear God, I meant the eye, not me. And then they were like, oh, but they didn't remove the blanket. They just left it there and continued with the procedure. I didn't mind the blanket. If I had to choose with or without the blanket, I don't know, I'd probably go without it. But it's pretty chill in the room. It's pretty chill in the room because everything that it comes, everything related to eyes, your eyes will favor cold over hot. pretty much. When it's hot, they just want to, I don't know, tear up. And when it's cold, you feel fine. So the room was pretty chill. So the blanket didn't make me cook or anything. It was just funny. And then they proceeded with the whole procedure. When the laser was doing my left eye, I actually smelled burning. Like for a few seconds, after the laser was done, I actually smelled that there was something burning, which is why I pretty much say the laser just burn into your cornea, whatever the hell they do. And that was about it. Like they just did the whole procedure with the gels and the lenses and waters and drops on the left eye. Then they pulled the thing out. I was so happy when that happened because I knew I was done. And then they tell you, all right, that's it. They just remove the crap from you. You sit up. And then you naturally try to kind of, pop through the bottom of your eyes. See if you can actually see. And yeah, you can. Everything is watery. You don't really feel courageous and you don't want to open your eyes entirely. But then the doctor tells you, all right, please step into the next room on the left, which is just across the hall. I kind of knew that this was coming because I saw the girl that was in front of me when I was waiting for my turn on the surgery. And she kind of went into that room and I was a bit like, what? They have her walking? I thought she's not going to be able to see anything. And then later they let her into some completely different room. So I was like, okay. So I kind of knew that this was coming. So you get up, you walk, the nurse is close to you if you need help, but you can open your eyes. It's not like you think. You're not going to be able to open your eyes at all. Your eyes are going to be completely shut. You're capable of actually opening your eyes enough to navigate, to move around. So you get into his office and then he tells you to sit one of the chairs. He brings the thingy in front of you. You already done this prior to that point, so it won't be anything new. It's pretty much he's gonna tell you to look forward, even though there's nothing to see forward. And there's gonna be a pair of lights where he's gonna check from the left and the right of your eye. That's not pleasant because it's light and it's super close, but he literally does it, at least mine did, for a second. Like, he just popped the lights, he was like, okay, right eye, okay, that's it. And then he tells you to follow a guy, in my case, and he will give you further instructions. So you follow this person on the completely other side of the hallway. They lay you down in a chair, bed, whatever. It's pretty much like this. It's not completely flat, horizontal. It's a little bit like that. And then the guy tells you just lay down there for a few minutes. I'll be back with all of your instructions on how to take it from here. I was like, all right, fine. So I was laying there, and I could open my eyes. This was the one of the weird moments that I didn't expect it was gonna happen. When I got up from the surgery and I was moving to the next office, all the way to this point, I could actually open my eyes and see. So one thing that I forgot to mention, I actually told the doctor this. I'm like, I thought I wasn't gonna be able to pop my eyes open. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to see anything. And he laughed a little bit. He's like, that's because the anesthetic is still working. I was like, oh, okay. So I will not be able to use my eyes afterwards. But I used that little precious time that I had to actually, even though your eyes are completely blurry and watery and all that stuff, I used that time to actually try and look to see how can I actually see. And I could see better already. I literally just left the surgery table. I could already see better without my glasses than I could before the surgery with glasses. I was like, fuck, this is amazing. Already? So then he, fast forward, I'm back into the room, I'm waiting for the instructions, and I was just using my eyes a little bit, not too much, but a little bit, you know, to see, and I was in a little bit of a positive shock that I can actually see already. And then, like somebody flipped the key, all of a sudden, I started feeling, how can I describe this? It was a combination of your eyes being super tired, a little bit of a burning sensation, but very mild, and mild pain. But there was nothing, and then all of a sudden, all of these things in the same time, and I quickly grabbed my phone, because the guy left all my things there. I quickly grabbed my phone, and I typed to Mrs. Citadel, which was just downstairs on the coffee with a friend, and I typed to her, I think I'm about to be done. You can come up. And because I knew that anesthetic was wearing off, and quickly, considering how quickly this happened, very fast, very rapidly, I was going to go into no anesthetic, and my guess was going to be I'm not going to be able to look at the phone afterwards. So I just sent her the message, and she came up, and then we waited a little bit for this guy to arrive, and then he started explaining us, all right, you're going to need to use these sets of drops every 1 hour, and in between, you're going to use artificial tears every hour as well. So basically, you use the eye drops, half an hour later you use tears, half an hour later you're back to eye drops, half an hour later tears. I mean, they're both eye drops. I just call the medicine eye drops. What?
You want to hear fun fact?
What?
It took you longer to explain the surgery than it actually took them to do the surgery.
Yes, I know.
Good job.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know actually how long the surgery lasted. I told you around a half an hour, give or take 10 minutes. Like the actual procedure. It doesn't really last long. And I did both of my eyes. I don't know, would Lasik last longer or shorter? I'm pretty sure that instead of peeling, laser would probably cut, and then they would do something, and then they would do the laser part, probably in exactly the same way that they did with the PRK. And then it would probably be a little bit of a different procedure afterwards, closing the hatch, right? So that part of prior and after the laser would be probably a little bit different. I don't know, would it be shorter or longer? But the laser would probably, at least the one that goes in touch with cornea, would probably be exactly the same. So yeah, then the guy arrived, tells you that for the first day you're gonna have to use eye drops every half an hour, pretty much, between the medicine ones and the artificial tears to keep your eyes hydrated. And that's it. Like, you can eat, you can drink, like you can take pain medicine, painkillers, whatever. Like, you can continue your life. It's just when it comes to vision and eyes, stay in the dark. Don't touch your eyes. It's strictly prohibited to rub your eyes. And there's not a lot of things that they have to forbid you to do, because you won't be able to do it anyway. Like, you're just gonna want to keep your eyes shut and stay in the dark places anyway. But it's basically, don't wash your face, at least not your eyes. Don't let water or any other liquid into your eyes, and don't touch them. Don't rub them. That's pretty much two things that you have to be very careful of. And come tomorrow morning for a checkup. And then tomorrow morning on the checkup, there wasn't the doc that did the surgery, there was someone else. She did the same thing that he did after the surgery with the whole lights. She just turned it down as much as she could, and she just checked my left eye, she checked my right eye. She says everything is fine, it's just a little bit swollen, which is normal. and I'll see you in a week. The only problem that I had was the day after the surgery, when I was supposed to be going for the checkup. You kind of have to go outside. That's the problem. Now, I was wearing my sunglasses and I was wearing the cap. And we went from the building that we were standing in directly into garage, directly into the car, and then we went outside. The moment we went outside into the sun, my eyes started crying. And I was like, oh, this is too bright. This is too bright. And eventually, I tried just to see how is it going to feel. I tried to open one of my eyes to see how is it going to feel. Not staring at the sun, just staring at my legs, which were shined by sun. And I felt like somebody cut me with a knife directly in the eyes. And that was painful. Wouldn't recommend. And I couldn't stop crying. Like, I actually couldn't stop my eyes from getting watery. So I used my cap and I shoved it in my face until I could see nothing over the glasses. And I was literally just holding myself like this until we were parked in front of the surgery place. And then Mrs. Citadel had to lead me outside. We will pretend I didn't bump into like 3 fucking stop signs, bushes,
Hey,
chairs.
Mr. Laser Eyes, good recovery and good to see you again, flambaBonk, flambaBonk.
Because Mrs. Citadel was very careful how she was navigating me. She thought that if we're standing next to each other and she doesn't bump into anything, that means automatically I'm not gonna bump into anything. So naturally she bumped me into like 3 different things. That was very, very funny to her. Not funny at all for me. But eventually we did manage to get into
Who's this mother trucker? If this is still you, then do the secret speech. Fit pitty pipe if tippity flamba fish flambaHug.
Yeah, so the genius has navigational problems. We finally got in. She forgot to bring us the masks. So fortunately and unfortunately at the same time, there was a nurse, a doctor, whatever, sitting for the COVID. She's taking all the notes, anybody that goes in and out. So she got me the mask. They got me into the elevator. It was on the surgery station was basically on the first floor. So we got up, exit, and I'm still holding the cap over my face, right? I can't open my eyes. I can't see. It's still painful, and there's like hot tears coming out. And apparently there was a doctor with a couple of nurses or something sitting at the info table. And they look at me and they ask me like, what's up? And I tell them that I can't open my eyes. And they're like, open your eyes. I'm like, I can't open your eyes. So naturally, you're like, these mother truckers think they know better because they're the doctors. So you try to open your eyes, and lo and behold, you can actually open your eyes because in the station, surgery, ambulance, whatever the hell you want to call that thing, it's actually pretty chill. You just didn't realize it until that point. It's very, very heavily air conditioned and cold and wet for your eyes is a godsend. So I actually managed to open my eyes and I was like, oh shit, I can open them. And then I told them, if you told me 5 minutes ago to open my eyes with a pistol to my head, I'd tell you pull the trigger. I can't. I physically couldn't open my eyes. And then she led me into the station, lowered the brightness, took a very short checkup of my eyes, just told me to use all the drops that I had until there's none left. And yeah, see you in a week. That the next 2 days are the real nightmare for me. Like, all you just heard is pretty much I don't know, like it's the surgery, and it's mostly just uncomfortable, but it's not the actual problematic part. The actual problematic part was day 2 and day 3. I'm just gonna go grab a beer for this part, and I'll tell you all about it. What's up, you? Hmm? Come here. Come here, you piggy. Say hi to chat. See? That's you over there. Hi. I'm Baba Yaga. And I'm a scared little cat. She's my princess. Alright. So, let's lower this a little bit. I can't actually remember at a moment at least, the very first day of the surgery.
Wayfew detonator _ cheered. X500. My best eye-related joke: why do women rub their eyes in the morning? Because they don't have balls. Yeah, I know it's an old one.
Okay. So I can't actually remember how the day went. I know that we got everything super dark, and I had to put like 6-7 sets of eye drops. What I do remember is the day that I had the surgery, which was at 12:30, by the way, so you can kind of have an idea of the time frame. Well, 12:30 is when I had the schedule. I was actually an hour or two late. Well, I wasn't late. I was waiting until I got to the until it was my turn, right? So they were like an hour or two late. So I don't know. It was between 2 and 3 p.m. when I kind of got home. On the craziest freaking sun. Mrs. went to grab some things and then to the store. The thing that was the very, very negative experience for me, and it is currently still, I still feel those problems, is my eye pressure and what I call like shampooing the eyes. Every time I sit, try to look forward, or lie down. Like right now, my eyes are like I'm looking at the below the microphone. Like right now, this is where I'm looking, and it's somewhat okay. But this is like day 11, day 10. I'm not sure. First 3 days, I couldn't sit and I couldn't lie down without the instant feeling. But I'm not shitting you when I say instant. I would sit and it would be like somebody starts pouring shampoo. I lie down, it's even quicker. In a matter of 2 or 3 seconds, max 5, when I would sit or lie down, I would start having this burning, cutting sensation, just like when shampoo enters your eyes. And your eyes get watery immediately, and you're like, oh fuck, and it doesn't pass until you stand up. I spent more time standing up in the past 10 days than in the past months. I did more steps in the past 10 days than in months, and I was locked in an apartment. If somebody had to ask me, would I rather go through this procedure twice in a row or in 2 days than having to do it once and the recovery that comes afterwards? I think I would tell them, theoretically, right? Do the procedure twice. Even though it's not comfortable at all, it's really not a comfortable experience. I think I would man up and try to go through the procedure twice. Then try to do this shit that comes afterwards, where from between day 2 and day 3, I couldn't sleep all night. Like that was the day when I actually have not slept. Your eyes are tired by themselves because of the surgery. You're tired as fuck. You can get agitated and irritated and annoyed and all that shit. You can't sit. You can't lie down. You can't sleep. Your eyes are constantly shampoo effect and watery. I actually had to walk to feel better. First, you have to stand up, and it's an instant feeling. When you stand up, you can feel that the pressure is like released, and you can actually open your eyes without having the whole swollen burning effect. And when you move, if your eyes are, even if they're not, but if they're at least a little bit watery, the air, the breeze from just walking and moving felt comfortable, and you would be able to open your eyes. So every time that we would put eye drops, the first thing that I would do was get up and start walking, because that was the most comfortable and pleasant moment that I would have in the day. Unfortunately, after like 5-6 days of putting eye drops in your eyes like 5 times plus every day, your eyes start, instead of getting used to it, your eyes pretty much start getting afraid of it, panicky. When somebody needs to put eye drops, you feel like you're in pain every time an eye drop actually hits your eye, because you've done it so much. And dude, the first 3 days after the surgery were a fucking nightmare. I was constantly walking, my feet were hurting, I was dead tired, and yet I couldn't sit or lie down. It felt like medieval torture. It literally felt like a medieval type of torture where some fucking doctor found out a way how to torture a human being by making him super tired, and all you want to do is sleep, and that's one thing you can't do. That's one thing you can't do. You cannot sit or lie down without this painful sensation. Now, not everybody is gonna have these side effects that I do. Everybody's sets of eyes is different, and not everybody has a thin cornea. Nobody has my eyes. And not everybody's gonna have the pressure in the eye problem. Like the brother of Mrs. Citadel went on this procedure, just older. I don't know what the difference is, and he didn't have these issues. The first thing he did after he came home, he ate, and he hit the bed and slept for like 4 or 5 hours. If I could have slept in the past 10 days, whenever I wanted to and as much as I wanted to, this would have been a piece of cake. Like, this would have literally been a piece of cake, because I would have just slept and listened to Audible the entire time, because that's pretty much all you can do. Unfortunately, sleeping was my biggest issue, but this was me personally. Like, the laser surgery is gonna be the same for us, but the post effects, like the recovery, is the part that killed me. And for you, it might be walk in a park. That's the thing. And just because of this, if I had the option to choose next time between Prk and Lasik, and Lasik would still be an option, I would probably try Lasik. Like, I don't know how the surgery procedure is gonna look like when you do Lasik, so that would be a bit of a fear of unknown. Unlike the Prk, where I would know exactly what's coming. But my God, this recovery just is annoying. And between the 3rd and the 4th day is the first day when I felt, sometime during the afternoon, I felt like I can sit down and not have that instant shampoo effect. And I was just praying. I was literally just praying, please, 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 when the night falls, please tell me I can hit the bed and not feel that sensation. And then in the evening, I went to bed, I put my head on the cushion, and I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, ooh, this is looking good, 5, 6, fuck, this is promising, 7, 8, 9, 10, holy shit! Holy shit! I can actually lie down. And then I slept. I forgot. The 3rd day, I actually popped a sleeping pill, and it still didn't help. That's how bad the shit was. Even with the sleeping, the pill, not sleeping the night before, super tired, I couldn't fall asleep for hours. And then I managed to find some pose in which I barely managed to get a shut eye, and then Mrs. Citadel woke me up because she went outside and we only had one pair of keys. And then I managed to somehow get a little bit of shut eye again. And then that evening was the first time that I actually got a proper sleep. And day 4, I was a new man. I was like, oh my God, you're telling me I can sit, I can lie down and I can sleep with no problem? Easy. Easy. That was really the killer for me. Wasn't the actual surgery, it was the recovery. But that was me. Like I said, most of you probably won't have the issues that I had. And what's really good about the surgery is it doesn't last long. It really doesn't. I mean, no matter how short it lasts, you always wish that, you know, it would last shorter and that it's quicker. But it really doesn't last too long. And sometimes the people don't even do both eyes, they do just one. Although, if you can afford it. When I say afford it, I don't mean financially, but I mean, of course, if you can afford it financially, sure. But if you have somebody to kind of watch over you for a few days, just do both. Don't go through this shit twice. Because if one of your eyes is burning and the other one isn't, you still can't lie down. So, yeah. Day 4, I was like a new man. And then I slowly started, you know, walking outside a little bit when it was not bright and day. Friends
What
would come
happens
over.
after you rub ketchup in your eyes? You feel silly in hindsight.
Yeah. I bet that would be the description that I would give. And then I think around, I don't know, was it day 4 or day 5 when I decided that I'm gonna turn on the TV. We had Netflix there, and I was gonna scroll and see if there's anything on Netflix, and how is it gonna feel, because I sat in a couch that was like, I don't know, 3-4 meters away, and a TV was actually not that big. It really wasn't. It was smaller than my monitor. And I was like, if I can watch without glasses, of course, on that TV now, GG, dude. But everything is blurry. The thing that was different for me, something that was a little bit weird to get used to, is the fact that regardless of the distance, is it this close? Is it you guys, or is it something on the other side of the apartment? Everything was equally blurry. There was no difference. Am I gonna put something like right in front of my face, or am I just gonna try to be a sniper? It was equally blurry, which was like weird, but I guess a good sign, because that way I knew that something is happening, right? And then I try to watch Gemini Man with what's the guy's name? Will Smith. I already watched a review from, I think, Chris Tuckman, great YouTuber, by the way. And he was like, you know, there's way too much CGI. Don't expect too much out of the movie and stuff like that. So I wasn't really expecting too much, even though I love Will Smith. But I was like, I have nothing better to do. For the past 3 fucking days, I've been just walking like a zombie around the apartment, and I couldn't sleep, I couldn't sit, it was torture. So I just want to sit and see if I can actually watch something. So I did. It was blurry. Half of the stuff you can't really read, you're just guessing, but you can hear. Yeah, the movie's nothing great. There's way too much fucking CGI in it. But I could actually watch it. And then I think on day 5 or day 6, I watched San Andreas with The Rock. I mean, it's okay, I guess. I don't think I actually finished either of the movies the last 10-15 minutes, because we usually had guests. And then I think on day 6, I started feeling like 4 and 5 were fantastic, and I was just monitoring my eyes. Like every day I could see a little bit different. But somewhere around day 5 I noticed, or 4, fuck, I can't remember. When I was looking at Gemini, man, I realized that I can see better on my right eye than on the left, which was a little bit concerning. Because that was the first time that I could see very much differently on both eyes. And it stayed for 2 days. For 2 days I could actually see better on the right eye than on the left eye. Eventually it did kind of level off. But on day 6, I started feeling a little bit of like eyes being tired / a little bit of pain / a little bit of uncomfortableness again when I'm sitting and lying down, which I wasn't happy about. It wasn't much, but it was a little bit.
Hi, did you had recover yet, flambaO?
Still in the process. It's gonna take another 2 weeks probably to fully recover, maybe even 3. And then day 7, I had my checkup. My first checkup after the day after surgery, right? And I knew that they were going to remove my protective lenses. It's supposed to be on 8th day, but considering on 8th day we were leaving, I asked him, can we do it sooner? He was like, yeah, you can do it between 5 and 15 days. So day 7 is fine. So I arrived there and I told them that yesterday I felt a little bit like weirded out with more. I felt like I took a step backwards. And he's like, yeah, that's not unusual because epitel doesn't grow at a steady pace. It doesn't grow back continuously at the same pace. So you're gonna feel different day by day based on how fast it's recovering and growing back. I was like, oh, okay. So he basically puts you behind that same thing where he just tells you, you just look forward and then there's lights. And then he takes the, I don't know, what do you call that? We call it pincetta here. It's basically a metal thing that looks like this that you can use for like pulling your eyelashes or anything like that. It's pretty much how it looked like. You just look through that and then he pretty much, keeps your eye open and pulls the thing out. Not the most pleasant feeling because you feel like somebody poked you in the eye. Tweezers, sure. But then he just pulls it out on the left eye and then he did the right eye. And then my problems round 2 started that I had no idea. I've done my homework as much as I could with questions for the surgery and the post-surgery. What I didn't know is when the protective lenses come off, your eyes are gonna start irritating you because they're not perfect, right? So suddenly you feel like you have two sharp things, somewhat sharp, under your eye caps. And as they move, they're irritating your eye. And suddenly, like, you have this, again, your eyes constantly watery. You feel like there's something there, but you can't rub it. You can't touch it. You can't do anything. And I was like, oh God, I hope this doesn't last longer than 10 minutes. Fuck yeah, it lasted a few days. Day 7, day 8 were annoying. I felt like I went all the way back to day 2. Not as bad, but similar. And I'm still recovering from that. It's like day 10 now, I think. Which 26th? Day 9, day 10, something like that. And I still have somewhat issues sitting and lying down, but today's a little bit better. As you can see, I'm actually sitting for the past, I don't know, half an hour, which I actually really was struggling before the stream. Maybe it's excitement and adrenaline, who knows? Because I am glad to be streaming again. But I still can't look properly forward. I mean, yes, I can lift my eyes and look, but in a matter of seconds, I started having that shampoo feeling and my eyes get watery and then I just have to continuously look down. Like, I'm constantly staring at the bottom of my microphone, by the way, which you can kind of see how low it is. Which is why looking at the monitors and playing games or doing anything at the moment, no way. Like, I'm not going to be able to do that probably for a few more days. I have no idea what am I going to do. I already told my mods, like, my streaming schedule is going to be completely off the charts when I return, because I thought that I was actually doing some really good progress. Day 4, 5, even 6. Because I was actually recovering. I could go outside. Yeah, it's Tarkov music in the background. I could go outside. I could keep my eyes open. I was even walking without the shades. I was making some really, really good progress. And then day 7, he removed the protective lenses. And my God, that just put me all the way back. So I don't know how long is it going to take for this to completely... so I can get back to where I was in like day 4 and 5. But I'm hoping every day. Like every next day I wake up and I'm like, fuck, that sensation is still there. You know, that pressure in the eyes and when lying down and stuff like that. So I'm first looking forward to actual capability of sitting and lying down and sleeping without the problem. and then slowly raising my vision, my eyes, not looking down, but you know, starting to open my eye caps more and looking forward instead of at the ground, and looking at the screens a bit more. Because on day 4 and 5, maybe 6, I watched a couple of movies. I went outside. It was fine.
1 year, let's go.
Ish. But then after the protective lenses came off, it all kind of set me all the way back. So I'm really, really hoping that any day now, I'm gonna feel like that. Okay, fucking finally, round 2 done. I can sleep, I can lie down, I can sit. I might even be able to look at the screen, at least the television, so I can watch something. You know how I'm currently watching shit for the past 2 days? Today and yesterday? It's gonna be funny. We have a big TV. And do Painkillers help? Good question. I don't know. I don't do a lot of painkillers. Because I might try one later and let you know tomorrow or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Because it's not exactly pain, like typical pain that you feel. It's just the pressure and crap that's kind of
Have you ever wondered
annoying.
what it would be like if humans had a tail? Imagine how difficult it would be to bluff in poker.
Why? Because your tail would just be doing this all the time? Okay. Nice joke, Dad, yeah. So the way that I'm trying to watch a TV in the last 2 days, even though I really can't, is I put the TV on the floor. Put the TV on the floor, and then I'm essentially all the way on the couch, and then I sit down, and I still can't look at it properly. So I have to stand up, and then when I'm standing up, and hold on, and the television is all the way on the floor, and I'm standing up. Now that's kind of where my eyes would look in the ground normally, but I still can't look at it directly all the time, because if I focus on details, my eyes start hurting. So then I'm doing this.
Detonator underscore cheered. X500. That's CPT good advice. That's why poker players wear pants, so you don't see the excited tail wagging.
Yeah, this is how I watch TV in the past 2 bloody days. I'm literally walking around it like some angry inmate that's ready to kill someone, because when I'm moving, that sensation in my eyes of breeze is kind of helping me keep my eyes open, and TV is low enough that I can actually stare at it. It's so bizarre, the shit you have to do. I'm sleeping, by the way, I'm sleeping when I'm sleeping on 3 pillows. Do you have any fucking idea how ridiculous you look when your head is on like 3 sets of pillows? Because my head has to be tilted as much in a vertical position as possible, that I don't feel that horizontal pressure that makes my shampoo affect eyes watery. It's dude, I'm telling you, fuck surgery. It's the recovery that's killing me. Like, I can't wait for this shit to be over. I literally can't wait for this crap to be over, because it's so annoying. It's a combination. It's literally a combination of 2 things. It's really annoying. It's tiring, irritating, and really boring. Really, really boring. There's just so many days you can spend not doing anything. And it's not that you're lazy. and you're just, you're in that moment, you don't really want to do anything, you're just a lazy mother trucker, you can't. You want to, but you can't. That's the worst of it. That is really, really, really the worst of it. Hold on. I got a fuck ton of notifications on Discord. Oh shit, hell no. Hell no. Oh, instant watery eyes. That's one thing that I've noticed. If I'm staring at a screen and I'm not actually focusing on a detail, I'm somewhat okay. If I try to click
detonator
on a specific X,
X500. You know, Flamby, I think you are trying to fool us. You got the new nickname in better in Montana and all of the sudden you have 4 weeks recovery.
Oh shit, yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But we can always leave an extra week or two of that nickname. Cause when I went to get the eye laser surgery, I thought this was gonna be a couple of days max. Right? The reason why I told you guys that I'm gonna be like 9 or 10 days away wasn't because I thought I was gonna be recovering. I said that because I knew that there was surgery, checkup that comes day after surgery, and a checkup that comes a week later. That's why I was supposed to be away. I had no fucking idea I was gonna go on a PRK and have a month-long recovery. You're not sold on the surgery? Well, I can tell you one thing, my friend. When it comes to vision, my vision is pretty good. This is a very slow recovery, and the guy told me that it's gonna take another like 15-20 days to have my vision 100%, but it's better now than it's been in years, and I'm not wearing glasses. Like, I can actually, I can see, I can read, I can watch a TV from a couch. Like, it's just very hard for me to be super enthusiastic about it when I'm going through literal torture of recovery. Speak!
Irritating? Now you
Food
know
while
how we
talking.
feel having to sit here and listen to you at Flambas signed eyes now.
Shit, I actually missed that. I have no idea what the guy just said. Sorry. No, I can't, obviously. So, I don't know, like, I told you my sincerest, deepest, longest, most detailed explanation of the surgery that I possibly could. It's your call. I mean, I'm not gonna push you to do it or not. That's entirely up to you. At the end of the day, I don't care, right? That's your eyes, your life. You know if you want it or not. For me, like I said, it's currently a little bit hard to be super duper fuck yeah enthusiastic and all of that, but I'm still struggling with the recovery. But my vision is good. Like, have no doubts. My vision is good. It's my eyes that haven't recovered yet. So I have vision that I can't really use. I mean, yes, I can use it on a regular day basis, but like I said, it's a brand new scope that you can't really use yet because you got no means of using it. But if you would remove this stupid recovery thingy,
I thought I'd get a beer for the kamikaze improvement. 12 beers later. Did Zig miss some things?
my vision is fine, dude. Like, if the surgery and the result is what you're not sold on, my vision is good. I don't know the actual, I don't know, what do you call it? Would it be 0, 0? Would it be 0, 25, 0, 5? I don't know. My vision still hasn't recovered 100%.
Irritating? Now you know how we feel having to sit here and listen to you at flambaHug's eyes now.
Having. I love that word. Like I said, my vision still hasn't recovered fully, but it's good. It's just the recovery of eyes is a painful process with this specific set of eyes and this particular eye laser surgery procedure. That's That's the really annoying part. But I couldn't wait anymore, dudes. I missed you. I missed this. Like, I thought I was gonna maybe do a 30 minute, really quick, fast stream today where I just gonna shortly tell you the surgery and you can see that I'm back. But 2 hours and 15 minutes later, we're still going, boys. I don't know, man. I miss you. I miss this. I can't fucking sit on my arms and not do anything anymore.
19 months and now Flambass shoots laser. I wonder what will happen when I reach 24 months.
I don't know, dude. But I want to get back to streaming as soon as possible. And every day, trust me, every day, 3-5 times a day.
41 months start with the old geezer jokes. Hope the recovery gets better quickly for you, Flambass.
Thanks, man. It's like 3 to 5 times a day at least. I'm gonna try to see how does it feel to sit, to lie down, to look at the screen, to raise my vision, to raise my eyes in a normal level and see if I get the shampoo effect.
Merlin68 cheered. X500. Harlevaco, Rockier and Montana 3 times a day will give the recovery a quick boost.
I don't know where you're from, whoever did that, but did you ever taste Karlovachka? It's a shit beer. Oh man. Thank you for the subs, my dudes. Appreciate it. I'm sorry I can't really read out everything in greater detail as I usually do. But I very much appreciate it. But yeah, cheers to that, dude. Cheers to that. There was something else that I wanted to make. Yeah, I'm pretty much checking every day multiple times. How can I deal with the vision in my eyes? Trust me, the first moment that I realized that I can sit in front of a monitor, look at it, and actually do something, boy, we're getting into it. Even if it's for just half an hour, I don't care. But I do know, I know what we're gonna be doing. It's just the problem is, currently, I would need to stare at the monitor to kind of set shit up, which is a problem. But, oh damn, I actually have no idea where that is. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me ask Mrs. She doesn't know. Ah, yes. This is what we're gonna be doing at some bloody point in the upcoming days. Because this shit doesn't require me staring at a screen. This bad boy has been sitting in my room for like a year. And it's gonna take me probably a whole day. And I am super excited about putting this bad boy together. It's, as you can see, Bismarck from Kobe. 1x300 scale. It's pretty damn good looking, I would say, based on, you know, the thingy. I think it's got more than 1,000 pieces. I don't know, actually. Does it say? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. It's got almost 2,000 pieces. But considering I can't really game for you guys, and it's probably gonna take me another, I don't know, few days to a week before I can probably properly game. I think this is literally the best time ever to do some of these. I have to get used to where the camera is right now. This is a really cute version of a Panther tank that's sitting right next to...
I think we are all in agreement. Let's build on stream.
One and only. I never bothered actually putting stickers on it. This thing is awesome. The tracks also rotate. Unfortunately, and you can pop all the hatches, by the way. Unfortunately, this bad boy actually crashed, and this forward wheel got dented, so now it's not straight anymore. It's kind of, but yeah, because it fell from like 2-meter height. I'm surprised anything survived. But this thing, I think this thing wasn't even 500 pieces, and it took me half a day. I'm not 100% sure. Between 500 and 1,000 at most. That fucking thing is 2,000 pieces. I have no idea how long is that gonna take me to do, but I know I'm really excited about it. Now, I did tell you this channel is gonna be more than just World of Warships. That's my oh my god, that means the stream is gonna sit there and backseat how Flumbus builds the Lego? Probably. I got no doubts there. Yeah, I don't know. I just have to, in the upcoming days, I guess I have to prepare the room a little bit, because this table that I'm on right now, this is not exactly enough to build this thing on. I'm gonna have to put the other. You know what I can do? I can show you my setup. Just please bear in mind, my room is in a mess, okay? My room is a mess. But if you guys want to see how the battle station Flumbus looks like, here you go. Alright. Oh, the cable, come on. Oh, there's the killer helmet behind me. That's the other table, as you can see. Right. So, well, there's you guys. Toilet paper, of course, because I'm crying like a little bitch all the time. This is what I thought I was gonna eat. And then a bunch of other unnecessary crap. Stream Deck. Wireless keyboard. Thank fuck for that. Beer, of course. Speaker. You can see one over there, one over there. They're pretty small, Logitech, but they do the thing. There's a subwoofer on the ground as well. Torpedo, wireless mouse. Fuck yeah. And the cat tree. Here's the cat tree. See how big this shit is? Nah, they never use it. They use this basket though. Anyone inside? No. They use that basket. They jump onto that thing, then they jump into that thing, and that's pretty much it. So the kitties are usually right next to me when I'm streaming. Right? The table, this is the mouse pad that I talked to you about. The entire table is covered in it, which makes a problem when you want to wash it, because you have these ports here, as you can see, where the cables go through, and you got 3 of them. One there, and one there. So I have to detach everything if I want to get rid of that. So this is kind of how it looks like for me. So you can imagine after the laser eye surgery, having these 3 Asus 27-inch monitors staring at you. The acoustic, yeah, that's how we dealt with that issue. Still haven't done anything about it. And then the rest of my room, the old cat tree that Molly demolished, as you can see. Some displays. A bunch of other stuff that I got over the years from a bunch of different people in terms of warships. You can see a Royal Navy plaque there. Moscow, which is killer helmet. Some other crap that Mrs. put there. Some lights that I never really got to use from Elgato. My bike. This bike is one of the best bikes ever. I got it in high school, which was what, 15 years ago. Still kicks ass. It's a really good bike. And then you could actually see, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, you can see a couple of merch products. I love these little pillows that are usually standing here for kitties. And World of Tanks shell. And then a bunch of other pillows and crap. Like I said, my room isn't exactly a man cave. It's more like Mrs. Storage. Haven't really unpacked anything yet. And yeah, that's pretty much it, in case you were interested. Now, this still needs to be organized and settled. At some point. Jesus, let's not spill anything. Still have to get my walls in order. Get rid of all the unnecessary crap and all that shit. Hold on. Yeah. You should see my saloon. Yours is spotless. I actually haven't shown you the floor. That's fine. Haven't shown you the cables and all that crap. I don't really have enough cable right now, but I will. My plan is to get at least one more cam, like this one. That's gonna be, you know, just the regular stuff. And then at least one more that I'm gonna be able to kind of use for whatever, including the kitties, which are now right next to me. Well, not right now, but the cat tree is. And I think I will need at least one more cam for the Bismarck. So one cam where it's gonna kind of, I don't know, show you the bigger picture, and one that's gonna be focused on exactly what I'm doing. The thing is that I'm probably gonna have to get that other table in front of this one, which is a problem because this one is like oval. So there's gonna be a hole. And then put them together and then figure out a way to have a big fucking desk to build the Bismarck upon, and then leave that for a couple of days, because I'll probably be assembling that for days, and I honestly can't figure out any better timing than now to do it. I've been wanting to do it for months now, not to say year, and I just never really got to do it. Never really could figure out a good day. And right now, considering I can't game, and I still want to stream because I just killed 2.5 hours this way, that otherwise I'd be just walking around the apartment and killing my head. Yeah. We're gonna be streaming in the upcoming days as well. Just don't ask me what. I never thought I'd have 400 people watching me in the just chatting section. That's a surprise in itself. But I am curious. Jesus, I literally went new tab Twitch and I immediately get watery eyes. Let's see. Just chatting. This is a pretty popular section. Oh yeah, we're pretty low. Let's see. We're not actually that low. I mean, we're low, but yeah, there we are. Cool. Yeah, sweet. I don't know. We'll be doing something. Mrs. Citadel already offered that she could play, and I could just talk to you guys. Maybe me and her could actually play something like Yump. I don't know. Have you ever heard of that? It's basically a game with dice. I don't know, just talk just chat and do something. Just have to figure out for the music in the background, really, what we're gonna do. And yeah, maybe Mrs. could do a little bit of gaming. And assembling Bismarck. Yeah, I don't know. Like that's literally what I can afford at the moment. And it's not even just, you know, I want to stream for you guys. I want to stream for myself. Like this is a good way to make a couple of hours, at least a couple of hours pass by, instead of just sitting at home and doing nothing.